All right, question number 3. Identify which type of responsibility center is most likely for each of the scenarios below. Now we have from the pick list 4, we have a cost center. A cost center is a section or the department of an organization that incurs costs only. Then we have revenue center. Revenue center is the department or the section of an organization that generates revenue only. A profit center, on the other hand, incurs costs and generates revenue. An investment center incurs costs, generates revenue, and manages investments in terms of assets. All right. So when I look at each one of these, the design and development department. The design and development department is that section of an organization which is charged with the responsibility of creating and improving the product or a service or a process. Yeah. So this section of the organization only incurs costs. It incurs costs only. Yeah. It incurs costs only. So this one here would actually be a cost center. Sorry. They do not generate revenue. Yeah, of course, it's at the point where they are in creating or improving the product. So they don't have control over revenues. Okay. The garment finishing section of the factory. The garment, this is the final phase of the production process in a factory. Yeah, so this is the phase where they are either trimming the garment, pressing the garment, or packaging the garments. So here they incur costs only. Yeah, they incur costs only, they don't generate revenue. So this would still be a cost center. And lastly, we have the factory retail outlet. The factory retail outlet. This is the outlet of the factory that sells the products. Yeah, that sells the product. So at this one here, they generate revenue from the sale of the product, but they also incur cost in terms of the space that they are using, in terms of the staff, and in terms of utilities, and even management of inventory that they are selling. So they incur cost and they also generate revenue. So this one here would be a profit center. Good, perfect. Then part 2 of the question says, Serenity Limited manufactures hoodies for children and adults and uses an alphanumeric coding structure based on one profit center and 2 cost centers as outlined below. Each code has a subcode, so each transaction will be coded as a 6-character reference. So we have the code for the profit or the cost center, and we have the code for the subclassification, children or adults for the profit center, and direct or indirect for the cost centers. All right. So the first one here, we have online sale of children's hoodies. Online sale. So this is a sale, and they are selling children's hoodies. So a sale here, this one will be called HOS, and this one is for children, 120. So HOS 120. Then we have the postage of adult hoodies. Postage here is part of distribution. And what is being distributed here is the product. Yeah, the product being sold. The product being sold. So this is the postage of the adult hoodie. All right. So this will be HOD. And this is an indirect cost. This one is an indirect cost. So this one will be H 880. Now, why is it an indirect cost? Remember, a direct cost is a cost that is directly attributable to the product. It's a cost that is directly attributable to the product. So when it comes to, we are dealing with hoodies here. These are clothings. So when it comes to the manufacture of this clothing, any cost that is incurred in the process of manufacture would be a direct cost. Once it is complete, any cost that comes after the product is complete, that becomes an indirect cost. So postage here is just the cost of posting the product from one place to another. That is indirect. It is not directly associated with the production of the product. That is why this one is an indirect cost. Then the salary of an accountant. The salary of an accountant, this would be in the accounts office. This would be HOA, and this is also an indirect cost. It is not, the accountant is not directly involved with the manufacture of the product. So that is an indirect cost. Then we have the repair of the sewing machine. The repair of the sewing machine. The repair of the sewing machine is a cost that takes place in manufacture. So this is HOM. We are repairing the machine. So the repair is not directly involved in the production. So this is manufacture indirect 280. Then the purchase of fabric for manufacture. This would be under manufacturing again, HOM. But this time around, the material being used is for production. So this would be a direct cost. So this is HOM 260. Okay. Very good.